Hello, everyone. Um, as you can see, this is Hollow Knight, which isn't something I've ever covered on, but a game. The reason I took such a long break from talking is because I fell in love with, and as you're about to see, the bosses are amazing. Well, this is just Gorb, so it's not the best boss to show that bosses are amazing. But it just shows how amazing this game is. So I'm guessing you've played this game if you clicked on this video. The first area, oh yeah, this is an area ranking. Probably should have started with that. But the Howling Cliffs, not a lot of content. You get the nail art from Shio over here. You just barge into his house with his dead, like, antique monster things. Get the nail art, get the lore from him by Dreamnail. That's basically all you do here. That and Gorb. Oh, and, you awaken the Grim Troop, which I'll show you how to later. This is also kind of a how-to video on how to get places. So I do it, like, for the Hive, which is a place that it's hard to figure out how to get to unless you kind of know where you're going. Like, for me, I knew the Hive existed, but I didn't know where it was. So, I was kind of just wandering around and just thought, like Howling Cliffs did, I'll just stumble upon it when I get a certain upgrade or something. No, it's in just the dumbest area, which you'll see later in the ranking. I did want to put out there, I'm ranking White Palace, but not Godhome, because you spend way more time in White Palace that isn't just in a boss fight. So I just wanted to count White Palace and not Godhome. This is where you would go. Of course, there's a lot more breakable walls. And there'd usually be something that looks like a Grim Troop that you would Dreamnail, and then you would find the Nightmare Lantern right there. And of course I banished it. And this is my number 16 placement, Deep Nest. Which, my problems with Deep Nest, I don't hate it as much because I understand why and how people like it, and why people like creepy. A lot of people who like creepy, I don't understand them. Like, why scarier stuff? Like, I understand, to an extent, going to watch a horror movie on a lake. But I would never do that just like, say, hey, yo, I'm gonna go watch it by myself, at night. Like, no, that feels like one of those things you, like, only do when you have, like, a group of people and you all want to see it. But one of the big things is the platforming sucks. Like, if I just fell down there, it'd be so hard for me to... Why is that little... That's so weird. That's such a weird, like, design. Oh, sorry, I just hit the mic. Sorry, that was really loud. But as you saw, that enemy did 2 masks, and then you fall into the bottomless pit, even though you know it's there past me. I did want to mention the naming convention. Why I changed it from My Own Academia, the Sans main, is because I don't like My Hero Academia as much as I used to. I know I have a lot of friends who really like My Hero Academia, but it's not as good as I thought it was. I love superheroes, and the character designs are amazing. Except Mama, which... dumb. Yeah. Back onto Hollow Knight, which is the reason you clicked on the video. White Palace, which is my number, 15 spot. I hate those little things because they don't kill you like the saw blades do. So you'll bounce into them and they'll knock you to the side, and then you'll die and hit that. And if you don't save at that bench, which I didn't, on my first attempt of White Palace. Of course, I didn't get to the last one on my first attempt of White Palace. I went to the Hive and got Hive Blood. In between my attempts of White Palace. Because it's broken if you have Hive Blood. But you have to go all the way back. To a stag station. Luckily, I usually only exclusively stay at stag stations. Especially now that I've played this game more. I rarely die, and when I do, I can just travel back because platforming's not hard anymore. And it's usually not that hard in this. Except for White Palace. White Palace is the only hard platforming. But luckily, it's very easy to grind soul. Especially if you have Grub Song. Because Grub Song matched with Hive Blood, maxed with Soul Catcher, is broken. And an OP combo. Another thing that kind of is, I mean, if you like Pain, you'll like it here, but the Path of Pain, another thing added in Grim Troop update? Question mark? It was Grim Troop update, if I'm not wrong. Might have been, Hidden Dreams. I don't think it was Lifeblood. But yeah, either Hidden Dreams or Grim Troop. It could have been Godmaster. But if someone in chat can tell me how you do this, because there's no charm, because I have all the charm that gives you invincibility. Do you Crystal Dash at like a very special moment? I don't understand. If someone in chat is generous enough, tell me how you do that, because I don't like Pain. Secret, there's one that looks like a Hollow Knight. Well, not Hollow. I hope there's not multiple. And yes, Pure Vessel in the Hollow person. But yeah, and straight on to the High, which I just kind of showed you how you use Vengeful Spirit or Abyss question mark. I did it with Vengeful Spirit, and what are those things? How does that work? My knight was, the reason he was standing there is because he was just questioning how and why. The how and why of this area is most of it. Because I question everything about this. One reason I think I rated this so low is, well, one, lack of content. No grubs here, except there's one grub and one dream tree. Oh, you expected something more? No. Oh, wait, there's a charm. There's a charm. I'm dumb. And I've talked about the charm before. I don't know how I forgot about it in the, 8 minutes I've been recording. How have I spent 8 minutes? Wow, this is gonna be a long video. I'm so sorry. Gamers who have a lot. I love those big bees. The big bees bazooka. And then straight on to Hive Knight, which is the best part of this area. And he teleported and died. That's what happened when you teleport with the most goated. And then we are straight on to Royal Waterways, which is the most disgusting, absolutely disgusting part of this game. It is the worst, but we know the GOAT, the absolute GOAT lives here. Dung Defender, also known in his dream fight when he was one of the Knights of Holland, members of the Pale Court, right? White Defender, and I headcanon that he used to be in canon, the White Defender, but then when all his friends died, he quit. He started doing the Dung stuff, which he controlled Dung before, but he amped it up, and that's why he's no longer white. Don't take that out of context. But yes, that's my opinion on the White Defender, and we are straight on to the second. Actually, this is more gross. This is more gross than White Defender. Lukemarm. um, which is disgusting, and you can literally hit it a couple times, and Abyss Shriek 3 times, or Desolate Dark threw it and Abyss Shriek twice. But Lukemarm is dead. And then straight after that, Fog Canyon, which a lot of people put higher than 12 points. But I don't think Fog Canyon deserves it because it's small. It's the smallest area in the game. And you have to come here because, as you'll see later, there's a Dreamer here, and it lets you get Howling Wraiths. And it's, as you'll see here quickly, it's the entrance to Queen's Garden. But there's also these ones that explode, and they deal 2 masks, which is very annoying in Pantheon 5 with Umu, where we're in the dream of Godseeker. So why couldn't this random guy just dream of our boy Quirrell? And then there's also Teacher's Archive, which is why you have to come here, because there's a dreamer, Monomon, if you don't remember. Their name's Monomon. Who's Monomon the teacher. Who their body is here, and so you have to come here and fight the worst boss in the game. And did you guys ever notice that the bench is Monomon's face? I feel like I never hear people talk about that, but yeah, it's Monomon's face. I mean, I bet other people have talked about it, but yeah, straight on to Resting Grounds, which is a good 11th spot because I feel like it's not overrating it, and it's technically not underrating it. So it's like the perfect spot. But one, why'd the seer have to die? Like, I think I get it with she worshipped the Radiance in the Moth Tribe with the one who should not be named. And a bunch of other nerds, but I forgot. Actually, there's a couple who's here. Don't ask why they're not. I dream knew. And ran away quickly. And had the one that the charm that makes it go way quicker to dream. So I could get multiple in one go. And all I kept was the Guts from Berserk knockoff. And the main character is Guts, right? I haven't watched Berserk or read it. Because I've heard the anime is bad, and I'm bad at... I can read, and I only read what I choose to. Which is usually manga. Which I know Berserk's a manga, but in this, but then I'm gonna dream nail this, because why not? Why not? 2 masks? I forgot they did 2 masks. That feels outrageous. 2 masks. 2 masks! That's crazy. And, of course, there's quite a lot of charms here, and you have to come here to get Pale Lore, which is the first Pale Lore most new players who don't, like, know where to go for Pale Lore go. Of course, I, in my Steel Soul file, which I refer to as Steel Soul, to get a couple images for on Crossroads later. I got the, in my Steel Soul files, I get the one in, Ancient Basin first, because it's blocked by pretty... I heard you can get to the Crown of Hollowness, but without double jump somehow. And then, to the easiest Dream Warrior. Zero. It's how you pronounce it, right? Zero, which gets taken down very quickly, because he's easy peasy lemon squeeze. Now to, Kingdom's Edge, which I'm pretty sure the only way to get here is through that secret entrance, which shouldn't be a thing. It's a thing with the Hive, too. Shouldn't be a thing that it's a secret entrance to get to an area. Of course, first Metroidvania, I don't know a lot about the genre, but I think it's hilarious that the first thing you see here is this place, which of course is not unlocked, but you can probably see my knight questioning his life choices coming here. Because why come here? Why? As my knight runs away from the place of nightmares. But the Collector is a good boss fight. I'm not gonna clown on the Collector, because it is a good boss fight, but it's a weird boss fight at the same time. I don't know if it's connected in lore. I don't know all the lore for this area, or for this game, but it very much looks like these, these white branch things. You can't really see it in this shot now, but, you can see these white branch things sometimes. It very much looks like, White Lady-like, which you'll see later. Sorry about this, but I do need to, take a sip of water. As you will see, the demons that are primal asp, which are one of the two worst things here. Sorry if you could just hear me. But if you know where to go, they're not a big deal. Because one shaman's vengeful spirit can take any nail slash, but if you act late, they will kill you because they're. And I don't know what the balancing was at Team Terror. Sorry, that was so sorry. That's some of that classic YouTuber accident hitting to. But now to the worst part of this game, Markov, which I died while playing it, which was the only boss I died to. I got to 1 HP on a boss. Actually, no, because I died to White Defender, but I needed to make it go quicker, so I kind of did die on purpose. Crystal Peak at number 9 will probably be the most controversial one here, because Crystal Peak is a very unliked area, I've noticed. But I don't understand why people don't like Crystal Peak, because Crystal Peak's amazing. Crystal Peak is perfect. I understand the complaints, but unlike with which I forgot to mention in Deep Nest, you don't need the Lumafly Lantern for all the areas, and the key there doesn't unlock Lumafly Lantern. I think I heard that, and I just that unlocks Shade Soul, which at this event is this boss, which took me way too long. My first attempt, but their death animation is very. I don't know why I Desolate Dark 3 times. And for number 8, Infected Crossroads, which gets way too hate. And I feel like people are gonna be like, "How you overrated this area?" It's a good area. I like how it changes it, but I can see why people. I know I kind of just sound like I didn't. The explodey enemies. Why do they explode? And also, all the grubs you saved. I don't think they die, but they. Headcanon. That I want more people to headcanon. All the enemies with wings in this game have kind of a feminine, girly voice. Not like that. Not like that. But I headcanon that all the female enemies are able to kill, but all the male grubs have to go make their own colony and become the grub father of their own species. So isn't that something interesting? So that's something to think about. And now on to our next one, which is straight on to Forgotten Crossroads. Oh my god, so sorry. Right on to Forgotten Crossroads. Doing that a lot. I'm so sorry. Fellow headphone wearers. So yeah, that's something. This area is much better. It's so fun if you can get pure nail or coiled nail. So one shot to everything here, which it's so fun to just one shot every single thing here, and it just makes me feel so cool shotting every enemy. Of course, I do ban a damage boost occasionally because I know at this point, not to brag, but I know I'm not gonna die just because of how much time I've put into this game. I'm gonna yawn. Sorry about that yawn. But I definitely think this area is much better not infected. Well, technically it's always infected. Question that I want someone to be able to answer for me. The orange part on aspids, is that infection? Or is that just natural parts of their body and just their... Fun fact about... It's technically a deepness fun fact, but I'm gonna count it as a fun fact. Anyway, Nosk is based off of a real animal called an ant mimicking spider. There's a lot of ants. They're very cool. They mimic ants. Ooh. Eat them. Which sure is something. It's kind of crazy that compared to, Gruzmother down. Compared to, say, Space Bounty or Vampire Hunter. A game about bugs is the only Metroidvania I've in. And then, sorry about the lag with Vengeful Spirit, but you just one-shot everything in Forgotten Crossroads with Vengeful Spirit. Gruzmother, good boss though. Very good boss. Of course, Salubra is right there taunting me. I imagine the Radiance is just like, hey, I've got this infection that I was seeing if you get boy, and she's just, of course you get my boy Salai, and then we're straight on with a crappy that I made. I don't. To Ancient Basin. One thing I haven't heard anyone talk about, and if they do, those things look like croissants. They look like bug croissants. And when you see it, can't unsee. I was eating a croissant once, and I was playing this game, and I looked at my croissant, and I looked at these bugs. This is when I want to mention the lore. Oh, MatPat just went. The Abyss area, I love how you get to it, but is when I fully understood the lore, because I understood the lore kind of, but bones of children. Let that sit in. Okay, I'll let it sit. So yeah, on to number 5. Queen's Garden, which I don't know if this will be an unpopular opinion, and I don't care. But Queen's Gardens is an amazing area. As you can see if you've been paying attention to what areas are left. The very vegetarian. Be sure how you love that. Are the areas I like, because one, I know this game's like underground, I'm pretty sure. But the bugs, I'm pretty sure, are like small human shaped, like I believe the night to be. So basically, Steven in some of the episodes of Steven Universe, if you've seen that show. Why is he so tiny? But well, season like 3 through 5, because it's season 1. Season 1, so bad. I'm sorry if you can't hear me for some of these. Sometimes it's sometimes I talk under my breath a little. And my mic, I realized, was really far away from my mouth, so sorry if I've cut out on anything. So sorry if that's been annoying. I haven't noticed it though. I love the very vegetation-like areas, and I do agree in the theory that they're not bug-sized, but it is underground, and they're like kind of small human-shaped, sized. But now we go to see, and I'm not joking, this character's literally your mom. The white lady. Oh, spoilers, by the way, if you haven't picked that up. Some heavy spoilers in this video. Yes, you meet your mom, who's the white lady. So you are literally the prince. Or that's what I picked up, because queen and king usually, actually, when they have a child, only the first one's the prince. I'm pretty sure. I'm not looking it up on Google. But yeah. I just did Birdley's voice, if you understand that reference. So aka if you like very, very good video games. But yeah, straight to technically this isn't fungal waste, but I'm counting it because one thing I want to say, I love the parkour in this area. I think it's better than White Palace, which is made to be a parkour area, which is kind of crazy and shows how goated Team Cherry is. And of course I one-shot every little thing because I have unbreakable strength, which is the best charm in game. Oh god. Yeah, I hate those things because they're OP and scary. They just destroy me every single time. Oh, and I did want to mention one of the big reasons I rated, I bet I already said it, but a lot of my family members are allergic to bees, so I'm just naturally scared of bees. Sorry that's taking up time in number 4 spot. Probably should have mentioned that earlier. Yeah, this is number 4 spot, so we only have the final 4, I guess, but not in the Beyblade term, if you understand that reference, the god art. But I definitely think the more vegetation are some of the best. And this is a teaser. A lot of people I feel like don't talk about. This is a teaser for Queen's Garden, because it looks just like Queen's Garden, as you can see. Probably easier since I just was at Queen's Garden. I don't know how it's not overrun by mushrooms, and I don't know how the charm not just lodged in the ceiling, but falls off conveniently after you beat the fight. But dumb video game logic. And then Leg Eater's spot. I love the company here. And I don't mean Leg Eater. I mean the bench. The bench! But he still has his legs, so his name's false advertising. And Leg Eater sells the best charms in the game. Dirtmouth. Dirtmouth. I got the fade to black was last. God. How'd I make this video? I feel like a reaction, but one of the bad ones. But of course I'm pretty sure I just talked to my boy Nim, and of course there's all the Elderbug, of course, and all the shopkeepers, Fly and Izelda, and Cornifer is sleeping in the back. And of course we got the 57 precepts of Zote, and I messed it up and Bretta left the town because of how many times I've done the fight with Prince Zote. And of course we're on to number 2, which is Green Path. You can probably tell what the last one is if you've been paying attention, but I very much like vegetation in video. And I love the Hornet fight here. Sadly, not luckily. Oh, that was one of the hardest bosses in the game. Kind of a mini monster. Hardest boss in the game is a massive monster. Toughest boss in the game. It's harder than Mettaton Neo in mine, which is one of the hardest fights in video games. Which I completed somehow on my first try. But yeah. Sadly, in like speedruns, you don't get to see a lot of Green Path because one, speedrun. Oh, there's a grub spot that I saved. You don't get to see a lot of Green Path in speedruns because of the skip that you can very, 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 very easily pull off. I did on like my third try, I think. Yeah, so my favorite, as you just kind of spoiled before I could say it, is City of Tears. First, let's do the things I don't really like about this area. Exactly. Oh, Millabelle. She had happiness. And that happiness happened here. And so, this area had to have her for a couple minutes, which made this place worse. Soul Tyrant. Soul Tyrant is a demon. And sucks. But it's a good fight. It's a good fight. I'm salty because I died a lot. But you also get the Watcher Knights, which they're tough. But after me doing it a ton and a ton and a ton and a ton, like in Pantheons and other things. Oh, get sniped, Vengefly. Aren't that bad anymore. But positives. Song, amazing. It's not as good as Resting Grounds in my opinion, but it's still very, very good. Song-wise. And then Relic Seeker Lem, which is the GOAT, and has us sell our arcane eggs and all our other items. And this is where I learned I only have one left. Unless I read the dialogue wrong and that was all, but yeah, I've only sold 3, so I only have one left. But then I would have a crap ton of Geo. But there's the entrance to Waterways with Pilking, and this is where I would say I truly fell in love with this game. I love the cutscene that happens, and the memorial to the Hollow Knight, and bye to all my Elder Bugs, God Seekers, and Young Bugs. Like and subscribe. Has amazing rest of your day. Bye.